Good day viewers and subscribers, welcome to my channel Technical News Service. Here what we have for you in today's news headlines. Teenager sexually assaulted, beaten to death during home invasion. 3 men found dead in Valentine Gardens in Kingston. Man sentenced to 25 years for sexually molesting 7-year-old girl. Search continues to recover body of teen suspected to have drowned at Alligator Pond Beach. Also in the headlines. Thousands in Haiti march to demand safety from violent gangs as killings and kidnappings escalates. 13 Haitian migrants die as vehicle falls into Dominican Republic Canal. And America hails Jamaica on Independence Day. Watch full video to get update on the latest news happening in and around Jamaica. Also remember to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we drop a new video. Stay tuned for details. Now the news in details. Teenager sexually assaulted, beaten to death during home invasion. The police have launched a manhunt for 3 men who brutally sexually assaulted and bludgeoned a 15-year-old, and attacked her mother and another female relative during a night of terror at their house in Trelawney early Sunday morning. Another child who was at the house at the time of the incident was not harmed. Unable to survive the brutality inflicted upon her, Jamila Cole, a student of Albertown High School and resident of Cotton Tree in Albertown, died from her injuries on Monday. According to a police source close to the investigation, about 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, a woman, her daughter and niece were asleep at their home when hoodlums entered the house through a kitchen window. The culprits reportedly used blunt instruments to beat the 3 females in their heads. The injured females were transported to the Percy Junior Hospital in Spalding, Manchester, from where Cole was subsequently transferred to the Kingston Public Hospital where she eventually succumbed to her injuries on Monday while undergoing treatment. According to a police source, doctors have indicated that the teenage girl was also sexually assaulted. She was unable to speak but, based on doctors' observation, she was sexually assaulted, the police source disclosed. Up to July 29, the latest data available from the police, there have been 10 murders in Trelawney so far this year. That is 60% less than the 25 reported for the corresponding period last year. There were 9 sexual assault reported for the period, 1 more than the number for last year. 3 men found dead in Valentine Gardens. The bodies of 3 men were found with bullet wounds along Greendale Drive in the Valentine Gardens area in Kingston on Sunday night. Reports are that residents heard explosions sometimes after 11 p.m. and summoned the police. The police believe that the men are not from the area they were found. The lawmen also confirmed that a blood trail found near the bodies could indicate that another person was also shot. Investigations continue. Man sentenced to 25 years for sexually molesting 7-year-old girl. Unmoved by a plea for leniency, Chief Justice Brian Sykes handed down a 25-year sentence to a man convicted of sexually molesting a 7-year-old girl left in his care. Describing the actions of 45-year-old construction worker Andrew Hardware as a serious violation of trust, Sykes told him he had to face a lengthy sentence. "You have to go to prison for a long time," the Chief Justice said as he handed down the sentence in the Trelawney Circuit Court last Friday. Hardware, who was found not guilty of rape but convicted of grievous sexual assault, will have to serve a minimum of 15 years before he becomes eligible for parole. His lawyer had asked Sykes for leniency. During the trial, the court heard that the incident happened in 2020 while Hardware, a childhood friend of the victim's mother, babysat as he had done on previous occasions. The complainant told the court that her mother left her in Hardware's care in order to take her baby sister to the hospital. She said after watching the animated show Fancy Nancy on television in the living room, she became tired, went into her parents' room, and lay on the bed. She added that while on the bed she saw Hardware, whom she had left preparing a meal in the kitchen, standing at the door to the bedroom, staring at her. According to a statement by a female police constable, Hardware later admitted to sexually assaulting the child but insisted there was no act of penetration. In court, Hardware denied the allegations made by the complainant, her mother, and the police. However, he was found guilty of grievous sexual assault. Search continues to recover body of teen suspected to have drowned at Alligator Pond. Police are reporting that a search operation is to continue on Monday to recover the body of a teenager suspected to have drowned at Alligator Pond in Manchester on Sunday. He has been identified as Asifa Lowe, 17, a resident and mechanic of Endeavour District near Mile Gully in northwest Manchester. A police report said about 2:30 p.m., Lowe and his friends went swimming at a beach in Alligator Pond when he reportedly got into difficulties and was seen sinking underwater. Efforts to recover his body were unsuccessful on Sunday. This incident follows last Monday's suspected drowning of Canadian Treveno Sutherland, 23, at Alligator Pond Beach. Thousands in Haiti march to demand safety from violent gangs as killings, kidnappings escalate. Several thousand people, their faces covered to conceal their identities, marched through Haiti's capital on Monday demanding protection from violent gangs who are pillaging neighborhoods in the capital Port-au-Prince and beyond. Haitians' daily lives have been disrupted by incessant gang violence that has worsened poverty across the country as it awaits a decision from the United Nations (UN) Security Council over a potential deployment of an international armed force. "We want security," the crowd chanted as it marched for 2 hours from the troubled community of Carrefour Fuels to Champ de Mars in the downtown area and then to the Prime Minister's official residence, where police broke up the demonstration with tear gas. "I can't work. I can't go out. I'm like a prisoner in my own home," said Willine Joseph, a 36-year-old street vendor and mother of 2 who joined the march out of frustration. "I worry about my kids being shot because bullets are flying from all directions all the time," Joseph said of her children, ages 5 and 7. "The situation is unacceptable." Since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021, experts say gangs have seized control of up to 80% of Port-au-Prince, killing, raping and sowing terror in communities already suffering endemic poverty. From January to March, more than 1,600 people have been reported killed, injured or kidnapped, a nearly 30% increase compared with the last 3 months of 2022, according to the newest UN report. On Monday, UNICEF announced an alarming spike in kidnappings, with nearly 300 confirmed cases so far this year, almost equaling the number reported for all of last year, and almost 3 times the total for 2021. The agency noted that women and children are increasingly being kidnapped and used for financial or tactical gain. Among those kidnapped in late July was Alex Dorsainville, a U.S. nurse from New Hampshire, and her young daughter. Dorsainville works for LROI Haiti, a Christian organization that offers medical care, education and other services. She and her daughter remain in the hands of their captors, who are demanding $1 million in ransom. Parents of young children are particularly fearful that gangs will snatch them when they go to and from school. Nakaline Noor, 40, said her 2 boys, ages 10 and 8, have to call her every day as soon as they step inside their school, and she rides back home with them every afternoon. "You don't know who's going to be the next target," she said. Mario Genti, a 36-year-old cell phone vendor who joined Monday's march, said the increase in kidnappings is pushing Haitians into even deeper poverty. "They're going to have to sell that home to pay for ransom, and there's a chance they might not be released," he said of the victims. Genti joined the thousands of Haitians who yelled, "Bois Kale," on Monday as they marched, a reference to a violent uprising that began earlier this year, with civilians targeting suspected gang members. More than 200 people have been slain since then, and demonstrators vowed to keep the movement alive as gangs overwhelm Haiti's understaffed and under-resourced police department. Last October, Haiti's Prime Minister and other top-ranking officials requested the urgent deployment of an international armed force to help quell gang violence. In Haiti, gang violence foments child malnutrition tragedy. In Saint-Soleil, the largest slum in Haiti's gang-infested capital, the early days of August have brought a grim flow of sometimes skeletally malnourished children to the Fontaine Hospital Center. The community clinic, a reassuring presence in this poorest corner of Port-au-Prince for more than 30 years, offers rare respite to inhabitants who now face daily threats from the armed groups controlling most of the city. On this day, nurses and care workers are weighing infants and young children, scrupulously monitoring their too slow growth. Every day we receive between 120 and 160 children for vaccinations, and it's at this point that we carry out screenings, particularly for malnutrition, Fontaine Hospital's founder Jose Ulis tells AFP. In some situations, these children are downright skeletal and find it hard to breathe, explains the director, noting that such respiration troubles are a common complication of malnourishment. Less severe cases are treated and sent home with nutritional assistance for their families. Children in the worst shape are hospitalized, placed in small beds, some hooked up to intravenous feeds, where they lie under the anxious watch of their mothers, many of whom also suffer from malnutrition. The children are kept, sometimes for weeks, until their weight stabilizes. 40 to 50 children a day need nutritional help, Ulis says, up from perhaps a dozen a day 4 or 5 years ago. Faces of hunger. Through a doorway, 19-month-old David, wearing a canary yellow t-shirt, watches the comings and goings. He is one of the many youngsters being treated for serious malnutrition. The gang violence ravaging Haiti has provoked a sharp rise in infant malnutrition, up 30% in a single year, according to data published in May by UNICEF. In the Fontaine Center, listless-looking children present all the symptoms of extreme malnutrition: emaciated faces, prominent rib cages, distended abdomens, muscular wasting, even rickets. Nearly 1 child in 4 now suffers from chronic malnutrition in this poorest of Caribbean nations, with more than 115,000 children undernourished to a life-threatening degree, according to the UN agency. Gang violence has made it increasingly hard for people in the Haitian capital to work, shop, or provide proper care for their children. And on top of the security crisis, Haiti has seen a concerning resurgence of cholera. Violence is everywhere. More and more mothers and fathers can no longer provide appropriate care and nutrition to their children, due to increasing horrific violence caused by armed groups, Bruno Mice, the UNICEF representative in Haiti, said in May. With snipers on rooftops, and gang members spreading terror through rape, kidnapping and murder, parents find it increasingly difficult, and perilous, to bring their children to aid centers like the Fontaine Clinic. Some parents leave their children because they can't take care of them, says Ulis, adding the center survives in part thanks to assistance from UNICEF. So far, no Fontaine employee has fallen victim to the gangs, but according to Ulis, no one is letting down their guard. Violence is everywhere, he says. Everyone is afraid of everyone. 13 Haitian migrants die as vehicle falls into Dominican Republic Canal. At least 13 migrants from Haiti died when the vehicle they were traveling in plunged into an irrigation canal in neighboring Dominican Republic, police said Monday. A police statement said the migrants, traveling in a large 4-wheel drive SUV, were being illegally transported from Haiti to the city of Santiago as well as the capital Santo Domingo, when the vehicle crashed on Sunday. The driver lost control of the vehicle, and it plummeted into the canal. Until now, it has not been possible to establish the identity of the driver, nor his condition, because he allegedly disappeared from the scene of the tragedy, said the police statement. Among those killed were a newborn and a 4-year-old girl. According to local media, the vehicle was carrying between 16 and 18 people. The police statement said there were 3 survivors, and the search for more was ongoing. Haiti, among the world's poorest nations, has been gripped by years of economic and political crisis, exacerbated by a rise in gang violence. Gangs control around 80% of the Haitian capital Port-au-Prince, and violent crimes such as kidnappings for ransom, armed robbery and carjackings are common. This has prompted thousands of Haitians to flee the country, seeking work in the more prosperous Dominican Republic, which has toughened its immigration policy in response. Dominican authorities are also building a 160-kilometer, 100-mile concrete wall along the 380-kilometer border with Haiti to prevent illegal migrants from entering. Each year, between 100,000 and 200,000 Haitian immigrants are deported, 171,000 in 2022, in an atmosphere of xenophobia and high tension between the two neighbors that share the mountainous Caribbean island of Hispaniola. America hails Jamaica on Independence Day. On behalf of the people and government of the United States, Secretary of State Antony J. Blinken yesterday expressed sincere congratulations to Jamaica as you celebrate the 61st anniversary of your independence. We are honored to work with Jamaica to find solutions to pressing regional challenges. Through our deepening partnership, we uphold our shared democratic principles, collaborate through the U.S.-Caribbean Partnership to address the climate crisis 2030, and secure the prosperity of our citizens. This close friendship is built on a strong foundation of personal connections and a vibrant Jamaican-American community. May the year ahead be a happy and prosperous one for all Jamaicans, Blinken said. That's the news for today from the Technical News Service. Hope we were informative and keeping you up to date with the latest news from Jamaica. Please remember to subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks for watching and stay safe.